Meeting of the Pembroke Conservation Commission is now called to order. The time is 7 p.m. Please note that this meeting is being made available to the public through a live video and audio broadcast on the Comcast Government Access Channel and is being recorded for broadcast at future dates. Comments made in open session will be recorded. So we have our first hearing. It's coming up at 7:05, but we have our administrative agents report first.
Yeah,
Andy?
you may want to take the opportunity to do the request for certificate of compliance for the Air One culvert after our visit on Wednesday. The request for certificate of compliance for the herring run.
Yeah,
You guys may want to take care of
Nicole
that.
and I looked at it. The grass has been cut tight twice, and as it turns out, the rocks that are in question with holes in them are not their responsibility. It's the town's, because it wasn't in their contract. And Joe came down from the Department of Public Works, and we went over what the issues were. But there's one that has to be discussed, is adding rocks to make eliminate a runoff issue. So to add a rock on top, so that wouldn't happen, because it will. If there's no grass, then you're gonna get dirt and mud, and it's gonna run off. So it's something that we can discuss and look at further, possibly.
I thought by looking at it that it was a natural, it had been made into, it's gonna naturally catch all the water coming down off at the top, gutter over and go right down it, like you said, unless they put another extension on the wall. And they have the blocks right there to do it.
Yeah, and there was a rock that if a kid stepped on it, about yay big, it was kind of sticking over, that I'm afraid that it will tip, and people do step on them.
There was a tipper there. There was a rocker.
So just, so we didn't leave it that they were gonna fix it per se. It's something that we have to discuss to come up with a plan to tell them pretty much exactly what we should do. And I'm not saying we should do anything. I think we should all kind of agree what should be done.
I think
Safety reasons, and what I had called it at a little impromptu meeting was preventive maintenance issues.
They did fix the major lake breaking rocks that could that kicked the lake right off. They're totally fixed and filled in. They did a good job on that part of it. They really did.
For the most part.
So do you believe that we should hold on the certificate of compliance until we have
No.
a punch list, or do you
No,
want to issue
because
it's
that
outside
has
the
nothing
scope?
to do with it.
Yeah.
So I'd like to make unless, Bob, you have something to say?
What does it say in the design of the plans in that area? Supposedly, there's been one or two or more landscaping plans included with work down there. And just not having seen it, it would seem to me that somebody should have seen it and included it in a plan somewhere. Is it included, or is it just a slight oversight?
Well, they're saying it's not, and
Are we
that's a
believing
good point.
who's-
I haven't looked at it,
Right.
so, and I probably should have, but, just didn't cross my mind that if it was the town's responsibility, but, yeah, what does that look like? So maybe that's something we should consider and issue the COC and talk about this at the next meeting. And
Well, you may have an opportunity to, I know you've come into the office to look at those plans, before.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
maybe just an opportunity to come in and take a look at the plans would do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would.
that's all. Well, that's what I'm saying, and we can discuss it again at the next meeting.
Yeah.
It's too late now.
Well, the plans will show you where their boundaries, you know, stop
Yeah.
and start, the responsibilities where they start
And
and
we'll
stop.
see,
so.
we'll see
It's a
what
good
they
idea.
show for height, for grade or whatnot with the rocks. Maybe, there was just nothing there, because there's no plan for the rest of that area as well. You know, we have riprap from the street side, that the angle of repose is so steep that all those rocks are falling into the stream.
Yep.
So we have that issue that has never been resolved as well. So there's more work that needs to be done, and the park has not had a plan, including the ADA requirements. At some point in the future, I'm sure we will. Maybe Sabrina can enlighten us on any activity that will be coming forward.
Well, Gino, in 2015, we presented, Ed Thorne presented a lovely plan, but the Historic District Commission and Conservation Commissioner at the time did not support it. So to your point, it was Weston and Sampson. We have it electronically, we have the video of the presentation, but it's old now. And there's a competing set of jurisdictions. So the plan for the park included ADA access with stone, bluestone dust,
That's right.
pathways around,
Yep.
the ADA accessible tables.
Yep.
And some other work to, well, for the most part, I think they did a lot of the cutting back the shrubberies, exposing the walls, and making it easier. And then, of course, we've gone forward with the culvert repair and some of the other work from EMF and yourselves. And so, by the wayside, we didn't pick that plan up and run again. I don't know that, Bill Chenard has ever even reviewed it.
So DMF specifically addressed the culvert repair itself, so that was an isolated scope of work, and that's what we're issuing the COC for
Well-
today,
DMF,
right?
what
Or you were saying
what
the
did she
park
referring to as
It's
an
separate.
NOI? Yeah, was an NOI for the spillway?
Yeah,
See, Gina,
And
there's
the
been
blocks.
so many things that have been done, to your point, to circle back to that.
Yeah.
Good idea, not ready right now.
Yeah.
That's my answer, sorry.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to move forward with doing things piecemeal because there's no plan.
But you could agree to the compliance, and then we could get Joe
Right.
back down there,
Yeah.
work with the rocks, and
Yeah,
make it perfect.
so it's a separate matter.
right, I mentioned that at our meeting, that moving forward, there's no sense of throwing things together, I'm paraphrasing. It's better to make them compliant, as you just said, moving forward, so then it won't have to be done again, but,
A team effort with everybody on the same page.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
I'm a fan.
We talked about
I
developing.
move
a
that we
function-
issue a certificate of compliance for the repair to the, which project, what's the official project name? Anything?
It is the Herring Run,
SC 56-1040 Herring Run Culvert.
Area run culvert, and move forward with making sure that whatever is going on a daily basis does not disturb the actual run of the heron. And ask the DPW, the town administrator, and all these people that try to get together to get a final plan that fixes our heron run to the state that it ought to be for people to enjoy.
Second?
all in favor?
Hi,
I don't know.
uh,
That's rather confusing, you know, certificate of compliance, sure, but all that other stuff, that's gonna be part of this certificate.
I mean, wouldn't that be a separate vote? We would have to issue the certificate of
Yeah.
compliance through our
The
vote.
scope
and
of the
then-
project, that we don't know where it was, where it started, where it ended. We need to discuss that and find out, as they said on the plan, and then really you can go forward with what you want to say after that. We don't really know what we're talking about right now.
Oh, yes, sir.
No.
As far as I understood it, that's just this small piece
Right.
that you're voting on, not the project. There's so
Sorry.
many
Not the
parts.
other overall.
So Nicole, do you want to just accept the motion to issue the certificate of compliance?
Yeah.
Simple?
Yeah, just
and that was seconded by Rick.
As long as we're
Yeah.
all in
Unanimous.
favor of that.
Yeah. So, Bob, which one were you referring to, the motion you made? Was that for the culvert or for repairing?
Well, the motion is to issue the certificate of compliance,
Right.
as
Yeah.
we said in the last meeting we would do if everything
Exactly.
mattered. They seem to have done everything that is in their contract to do, so there's no reason we shouldn't issue that. We still have a problem there that we need to attend to.
Yeah.
Perhaps I put too much in one basket at a time here, but,
It's a lot.
yeah.
We care a lot about it.
It's the
So-
part, there's a
But
lot.
we're not going
lot for
anywhere.
that
We can do
basket.
it all, I promise. Just this one piece tonight.
Yep.
Thank you very
Uh,
much.
Yep, okay.
Bob, something that you just brought up, the health of the herring. I just was down the park and the fishway is pretty much blocked off and the water is is going through the wheel. And the young of year are now leaving the ponds and they're getting, as I said, hammered going through that.
Just look at
Would it be
If that's the
appropriate to move
case, Gene,
that?
that's another problem, but that needs to go to DMF and those people to,
Well, that's supposed to be fisheries' responsibility.
yeah, well, that's another, part. Let's
If I
handle one
may,
thing at a time.
It's
yeah.
just, there's a lot of overlap with this, and I think, obviously, we need to continue the conversation, and maybe we should to a later date. But we do need to move on to our hearings, because we are running a little bit long here.
Agreed.
You're right.
Sorry. Okay, so, moving on, we have our COC for SE 56-1040, the Herring Run Culvert. And we are now moving on to, it is now 7:12 PM. We are moving on to our request for determination of applicability at 29 Millbury Lane. The applicant is proposing the construction of an attached two-car garage with additional living space above to be built on previously installed impervious material and previously disturbed area within the 25-foot of the resource area. Do we have a representative of this?
I don't know what I'm doing.
That's okay. I think
Yeah,
we're
we don't
all
either.
here today.
You're in good company.
If you wouldn't mind stating your name, stating if you're the property owner or a representative of the property owner.
So my name's Allison Stuzinski. I am the property owner. I actually built the house in '92. So my whole lot, I gave you the template of the lot. I went to Stenbeck and Taylor and had another site plan done because I have a pool and a shed and all the things, but I wanted to have that completed, and as you can see, I'm pretty much in the buffer zone for the whole entire lot. Having built the house, I know kind of what had to go into it as far as like the silt fence and all the things that I needed when we built the house to make sure that there wasn't any runoff into the wetlands. I moved the project back so that it would be furthest away from the wetland area on the
Eastern
when
side.
you're looking at my house, the left side of the driveway, so that it would be as far away from the wetland itself. And then I've talked to all the people, like I talked to, and they were really very helpful, and I can't say enough, including your building people here. Like I came down and talked to the building department, and it was just helpful, because I didn't know what I was doing. So I talked to Richard Servant, he is the one that did my plan. And he told me that he felt very strongly that I just needed a determination of applicability because where my project is going is on already, like it's already built, it's on my driveway, essentially. And then a little bit behind my driveway, which is a rock garden, some pavers, and then the pool. So all of the area that I'm going to be putting the garage on and the template of that is really an already established space. So it isn't interacting with the, with any of the wetlands, like the wetlands themselves. So I've talked to a couple of builders. I think I'm gonna use Mark Lillis out of Marshfield. He has done a lot of work near the ocean and knows a lot about what I have to do as far as being safe around the wetlands area. He uses McDougall Brothers out of Marshfield. What they plan to do is do a silk fence and a silk sock from the whole line of the driveway all the way down the hill towards my shed. And then the footprint of the project you have, so exactly kind of where it's going to go. So I have, again, I'm not a builder, but I've done my research and I feel like I will, ensure that everything is placed. It's going to be a concrete foundation. It's pretty standard. It's not anything fancy. It's going to be a square box attached to my house.
So I just have a couple of things. I'm very familiar with your property because I live over there. So hi, neighbor.
Hi.
So I know that you're going to be constructing in the, as you were saying, previously disturbed area. So it's pre-existing impervious surface and pre-existing lawn area. What I am mostly concerned about and what I would like to see on the site plan that you submit for a building permit is I would like to see the limit of work that the silt sock and the silt fence that you were talking about. I'd like to see that on the plan. And I would also like to see, so that's erosion control. And then I would also like to see where you're going to be placing your stockpiling of building materials. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the big thing is just where that heavy machinery is going to be going when they're going through the excavation process.
And we're gonna put the soil during that process, and is it gonna stay or leave?
Yeah.
What he was going to do, or what he told me, see, if I start having like Stenbeck and Taylor put it on my plan, it like increases the dollar amount profoundly. That's why I'm before you today, because it was a lot of money to have them come and talk about it. So I tried to kind of pick their brain and ask them the questions that I should know. What they told me and what they explained to me was that I would be putting all of the soil between the pool and the workspace to the side away from the conservation area. And that the silt sock and the silt fence would literally be from the top of my driveway on the road, all the way down the driveway, all the way down the side of my property, which is going towards the shed. And they'll also put a silt fence up.
Okay. So what about towards the back of your property?
So
there's
the back
wetlands
of my
there, too.
property, there is the very back of my property, there's actually a conduit that is from West Elm Street that goes right, so it's actually made my property more wet over the years because it drains all the water from West Elm Street right straight in the back into so the back of my property is so far back behind the pool that they did not feel that was, and looking, I mean, you can see how far it is, but, and that's man-made. Like that isn't something that I did. It was there when I built the house, and it's the runoff from the road that goes right into the wetland.
Yeah, in Anthony Drive too.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I move we close.
Well, I have a question or two, Gino. I just heard a lot of, they said,
Well-
and this is, but they said and this is, doesn't go any farther than what they said to you, and they've never said it to us. It's not written down anywhere.
No, but.
It's hard to
But I am
enforce.
the homeowner, and my intention is to make sure that all is done under the auspice of being with the Conservation Committee in mind. I would have to pay $2,000, sir, to have somebody come in my place and talk to you. Whether it be the builder or whether it be Stenbeck and Taylor, that's what they were gonna charge me to come to this meeting and say the same thing that I say. I mean, I've done a lot of research on
It's
this.
not just saying, we don't have any diagrams of what you're doing. We don't have,
Well, I don't have the plan check because
Right,
I'm
that's
still
what-
working on them.
right.
But I gave you the template of the first floor.
right, but we're not
Well, if we
able
use,
to make decisions without information that's,
Okay.
if we
in front of us.
close and we
I mean,
go
it's
-3, we can go with the silt socks and all the other considerations that we discussed at this meeting,
and when you're providing
and
documentation.
with the plans included.
Sorry, Janine.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. So when you're providing documentation for your building permit, you need to submit a site plan anyways. So I would strongly recommend that you include that information on there, just simply,
I had,
To
that
button
is a
it.
brand-new site plan. That is a brand-new site plan. I just had that site plan
the one that
done.
has the markup on it?
I literally,
Okay.
May 6th, that's a brand-new site plan.
Okay, hold on one second.
Did you talk about this one?
Yeah, because I thought I just saw like a hand drawn, oh, no, that's the pool. Nope. Nope,
Got the wrong
that's
one.
the other one. Hold on one second. 1 second. Yeah, there she
That's my
is.
bad.
Okay, so this is the plan, this is the site plan, and then when you're going through the construction documentation process, you have to provide your proposed footprint for your addition.
Right, which should be on, I submitted it.
Yeah, and that's the hand-drawn one, correct?
No, it wasn't hand-drawn, that was from my architect. He put it on the plan as a,
A screenshot of
Yep.
the architectural drawing?
yes.
Yeah, because this is what I was talking about. So, so I don't know, I mean, I can't speak on behalf of anybody in the Division of Inspections.
No, I still have to submit a whole, like,
Yeah.
plan for
Right.
my building, but
Yeah.
I needed to do this as a first step to be able to say, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and is it
Feasible.
feasible? And it's basically a square box, and I'm gonna make sure that, or that the builder will make sure that all of the things are in place.
Yeah.
Well, I say, I've dealt with you before, over the years, maybe you don't remember, but on the house. And it's always been our intent to work with the homeowner as much as possible. But without anything written, it's hard to make the builder,
Well, but that, what I'm submitting to you, that footprint is from my architect. He gave me the footprint for the the first floor, because that's what's gonna impact the project.
right, yeah,
So he put that onto the site plan so that you would be able to see like where my addition was going.
So this is what I want him to do. I want him to take this exact thing that he did and put it on the actual site plan and put the limit of work. It can be produced. It doesn't have to be a $2,000 thing. I mean, I can't speak on behalf of
I
professionals,
mean,
but
they're gonna have to dig a 4-foot trench,
It
put
can be
in a
done.
frost wall, put a frost wall, and then put the cap on it. And all that should be on a plan, how much soil is gonna be taken out, where you're gonna store it, do you have room to store it? Those are all things we kinda look at once on a project. And we can't really see that in this detail, that's all we're saying. And we wanna work with you definitely, and see if you want.
Nicole, what did you want to have? A
So-
drawing like this?
so what I wanna
with this
see-
added to
so
it.
this is the addition footprint. So I'd like to see the addition footprint in whatever capacity superimposed onto the proposed site, because there needs to be a proposed site plan. So it would have to be the proposed footprint of the building, as well as a drawing of the limit of work. So that's where that's the maximum extent at which the machinery is traveling on the property.
Right.
It includes where stockpiling is, and it also includes just showing like the construction,
And the
How it gets
the
carried
thick
out.
wattle fence in
shows
place.
it in the plan,
Not,
yeah.
not from here to here, but where it's actually gonna be.
Yeah, and there needs to be a notation just saying that there is going to be a silt fence and a silt sock along the limit of work. Sorry, I'm losing my voice.
Pollen.
I apologize. Because, I mean, I guess the only reason why I feel comfortable with moving forward with this without a notice of intent is because it's in pre-disturbed area. It was previously disturbed. It was a wetland and now it's disturbed and it's something else now. But we need to have a reassurance that's documented, that's showing this is what we're going to honor. We're going to honor this limit of work. The machines aren't going to go past this. And there isn't going to be any risk for sedimentation because there is quite a slope down to the cedar swamps back there. So that's like a big, and especially like you were mentioning the stormwater from West Elm and everything like that. Like I have a river going through my yard, so I know exactly what you're talking about. So with the stockpiling of dirt and loose material, that can become a bigger problem if we have heavy rain.
Yeah.
So that's what we're really just trying to kind of protect you from a bad situation with that. So I would feel comfortable with it just being something that's provided on the plan, and
Couldn't we accomplish this with a site visit and periodically to make sure that it's according to discussions? Because I think she's trying to save money.
Well, I mean,
Who is
And
it?
I
know,
know.
we
but
don't
I mean,
wanna
like,
cost
I
you
did,
more
like,
money
it would have been to have
unnecessarily.
Stenbeck and Taylor come here, it was a
Yeah.
$2,000 fee.
Yeah.
right.
And like, it's a garage on my existing driveway.
Yeah.
And I know what I have to do, in that I built my house, and I had to go through all the things that I did the last time. So, yeah. I mean, I get it, like, that's why you're the Conservation Commission. Like, whatever you want me to do, I'll do.
Yeah.
But to have it put on the site plan, it's just like, yeah, I can do that, but again, it's like,
It could be
ka-ching,
hand drawn
ka-ching,
though.
ka-ching.
It could be hand drawn. It doesn't have to be Steinbeck and Taylor.
Well, I could have had my architect, which I had him do, put the template of the, yeah, because that's the scope of the work.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
mean-
the building isn't the scope of the work. The scope of the work is the site around the building where the machines travel.
right,
So
well,
that's the whole-
well, you guys know the machines are gonna have to go up and down the driveway. They're gonna have to go behind the plates in order to put the, I mean, you know where they're gonna have to go.
But we need it documented, like that's,
So if they know-
we're not questioning you and your honesty or anything like that. We are just simply saying we need it documented to tie into our decision. That's all. It just, and if, however you want to have it done, it needs to be there so that we can have proof that that care and custody was taken. It's not verbal,
It's for a full disclosure in the future for other people. Whatever standard we set here, we have to carry that throughout the process with everybody.
I understand that.
You know.
I mean, but it's not rocket science. I mean, it's pretty, like, there's only one way in and out of my property, and that's down my driveway. So the area that, the dirt's gonna go is gonna have to be behind that.
right, but we can't be presumptuous. We need to have the record.
Okay, so what do I have to do?
Where's the dirt gonna be piled? Is it gonna stay or be trucked out?
So you wrote it down, just it's the three things we need to
And
have.
then,
No, I didn't write it down. I was writing just notes
Oh,
to myself.
sorry. Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, so
We can
what do
start
I
from the
have
top.
to do?
Okay,
building footprint,
What?
the building
Well,
footprint.
you have that, so,
The work, the extent of the work area that will be protected by the walls.
all right, so extent of work area.
and Material storage areas when they're working. If you dig a big hole, you gotta put it somewhere.
All right, so material,
Is it gonna be trucked out, or is it gonna be stored and used on site?
storage area, so
Yeah, so
what do you mean by
stockpiling.
that?
Well, when they dig the hole to put your foundation in, is
Yeah.
that dirt staying or going? If it's gonna stay, then it's gonna be stored. We need to know where they're gonna store it.
sorry, I just want to make sure that it's said in the way
They
that's
might
like
take it away.
construction.
They might be taking it away and don't even need the storage. You don't know until you know
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Rick, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna say, so just take this down because this is the language they're gonna use. So they need the limit of work. With erosion control.
Is that number 2?
No, so it kind of ties in together. So the limit of work is where the silt sock and the silt vents will go.
And where does this have to be on my actual site plan?
Yeah, we need it on your site plan.
Okay.
Because it needs to show us in relation to the wetlands that were shown on the plan that you just paid for it. We need to see it in relation to that. So it's the limit of work, erosion control, those go hand in hand. It's the proposed building footprint.
So what you have isn't enough,
We need it on this site plan.
but it is on the main site plan I gave you. I just made that one as an extra, it's on one of the copies.
Andy, do you have a copy of this that has the proposed building footprint from the architect on the site plan that Steinbeck and Taylor just put together?
No.
No. So we need
I
that.
brought it down and gave it to someone, and then I blew that one up so you could actually see it.
Is this what you gave to Pete Belkry in the building department, or was that septic?
No, the septic I already talked to them about, and I already did that. I blew that up because I thought it would be important for you to have, like exactly where it was going, but it was
Right.
on, he put it on the actual site plan, which I thought when I brought down my stuff to you, Andy, I gave it to you. It was on one of the copies of that.
No, this is all that I got. You
Okay.
have that with you?
All right.
But
I-
sounds
I
like we're
don't-
missing something, right?
I don't know if I have it here. No, I don't have it on this copy. All right, so I have it on a copy, I don't know why
Okay,
you
yeah.
don't have it, but I had it put by the architect on the real plan.
Okay,
And then I made the smaller one, just so you could see exactly where it was going.
okay. So, if the architect's already done it once, it shouldn't be too much trouble for them to make sure that it ends up on this site plan. So it was the proposed building footprint like we just talked about. And then the last thing is stockpiling areas. So that includes the excavated material and the building supplies. So
So
those,
say that again, stock.
that's okay. So stockpiling area,
Yeah,
and so that is comprised of the excavated material and the building supplies.
okay.
So we just need that information. It's being constructed in previously disturbed area, partially impervious, converted into impervious again, and then pre-existing lawn area and rock garden area. So I think that if we can condition this, and the site plan can be provided as just indicated, then we will be in good shape, but I need somebody to make a motion.
You just lost someone.
It's okay, we're still in quorum. He's taking care of himself.
I don't know exactly how to make a motion and with what conditions. What conditions are we, just conditions that have been spoken about tonight? Is that good enough?
I mean,
Is that good enough,
Would
Andy,
you
for you
like
to
to
write?
propose the motion and see if anyone would like to
Yeah.
so move it?
yeah,
That might be a.
okay.
I mean, I'll make the motion, I'm just not sure what we are driving at the end.
First, you need to close the public hearing.
Okay, so I would like to make a motion to close the public hearing for, where did it
I
go?
move that we close the public hearing.
Oh,
How's that?
sorry.
Second.
Yes,
Second.
please. Oh, sorry.
Rick
So out
seconded.
of order. Out of order. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sorry. Okay,
Okay, now,
so would anybody like to make a motion for, oh, what would
are
we do?
we doing an RDA? Is that what we're doing?
Well, so this is what makes it complicated. So she's coming before us with a request for determination of applicability. It is very clear that this is a project that, even though it's within pre-disturbed area, it could constitute a notice of intent, provided that we receive the appropriate information for the site controls. We may be able to issue a negative determination on the condition that we are receiving a site plan for permitting purposes that is including the building footprint, the erosion control along the limit of work, and stockpiling areas. So,
Now,
So that's back to what I said in the beginning.
yeah,
-3 with silt socks and other considerations that we discussed at this meeting.
So would
And
anybody
can you
like to
get
make a
all that
motion?
on your -3
Well,
or?
I'm a little confused. Do you need a plan or do you need, are you?
That's part of what we
There's
discussed.
two things here. One is a plan, the other is conditions. So the conditions would be the three things that you mentioned. We can put that into a -3 determination. And then the plan is required before work can begin.
Which are other considerations discussed.
It could be, but it's nice to have them spelled out.
Okay,
And I think.
there you go.
Did you make a motion? Is the motion made?
Well,
That was the motion.
Would anybody like to make a motion for a -3 determination of, sorry, excuse me, 29 Millbury Lane under the condition that we receive, sorry, that we receive, nope.
I think that that's a
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah,
You want to put the actual conditions in the -3 determination.
Yeah.
And those are the three things that you
Yeah.
require.
Yeah, sorry,
with this,
yeah, okay.
which I already had said, what
But you didn't motion
we had
it, so we have to motion.
that was the motion.
Andy,
No?
I didn't hear
I
it.
move too.
Yeah.
how do,
If you put them
we're
together.
requiring a plan, who's gonna look at the plan when it gets here to make sure it
You are.
covers what we want?
You are,
You are meaning,
well, you're requiring a plan. You're requiring a plan that has those three things indicated on a plan. Are you requiring it stamped by an engineer?
all plans.
I mean,
It already is.
it's already stamped by an engineer,
Okay.
so now it's just
But-
the
but now-
activity that's being
But now
carried
it's,
out.
it may be a new plan.
Right.
Is
Maybe
it
a plan.
okay if you have it just superimposed on top of this plan?
Yeah, I think that would provide enough.
So it doesn't have to be a formally stamped engineered plan, it can be just indicated on this?
I think in this case, yes.
Okay. As long as we have that plan in hand, the work can begin. And they will know what the conditions are.
Okay.
And you can condition a -3 determination,
Yeah,
obviously.
that's normal.
I don't know what that
That,
means.
that's normal, -3 is normal.
All right, so I'm gonna start it again then. So would anybody like to make a motion to provide for a -3 determination at 29 Millbury Lane with the, with indication that there will be a limit of erosion control along the limit of work, as well as indications for stockpiling and the building footprint, with work contingent upon the receipt of an amended certified site plan that includes the above-mentioned details.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, including the other considerations discussed.
Those are the considerations
Right,
discussed.
so
Right.
it's been seconded, now we need to vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That was painful. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know what that means.
It means
Oh,
that you've got.
that-
Oh.
You
It's
got
not-
what you want.
It's not bad.
Exactly, you know what you want.
Negative.
Negative, negative does not mean bad.
Okay, all right, so
So
I
you're
need to
okay.
bring this to Stenbeck and Taylor and have them add those things to this site plan that I just got from them.
Yes.
That would have to
Now,
be done.
I believe that if you are working with Andy, Andy can tell you what you need to satisfy what we've said,
Okay,
rather than six of us trying to tell you.
okay, I can do that.
And if you have that other site plan that has that building superimposed on it, you've got that, then you're just taking care of the other three, those 3 bullets per se that were previously mentioned.
Okay, thank you. I mean, again, this is something that I don't know how to do, so.
You did great.
Huh?
You did great.
Well, no, I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing too. And I've
You are.
had several conversations with Andy about it. I just don't have my building plan yet because it's such a,
It's a chicken and egg situation. I
Yeah.
totally understand.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, just coordinate.
So I just have to say this, though, please note that any person aggrieved by this decision has the right to appeal within 10 business days. Please contact our office or DEP if you need assistance.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, so I will
Okay, we are running. Run a thing over. I'm sorry, folks.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So I've
It's
got
nice
the,
to meet you.
I've got the DOA ready. I will amend, I did put the conditions on erosion control in, but I
Okay.
will amend it with the language used here tonight, all right?
Thank you.
But we can
Okay.
sign it tonight, so I don't have to chase you.
Okay.
I also have the certificate of compliance and signatures as well, so you
Okay.
guys can start that while you get your next hearing started.
All right, so we are running over. It is now 7:40 PM. Let's see. I am opening a hearing for a request for determination of applicability at 26 Brizan Way. Is that how you say it, or is it Bryson?
We say Bryson.
Bryson Way. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. Bryson, let's butcher this. Bryson Way. If you, let's see. If you wouldn't, let me do the description real quick. Sorry. The applicant is proposing the construction of a 9x15 plunge pool outside the 100-foot buffer to BVW as shown on the provided plan. If you wouldn't mind coming up to introduce yourselves and tell us if you are either the homeowner or a representative thereof.
So my name is Heather Heath. I'm the homeowner, Heather Furman, I'm sorry. You just got married. And I'm the homeowner. And what else I've never done this before, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're all here.
So our hope is to put in a plunge pool. It is outside the buffered area and it is on existing lawn area.
So let's see here.
I think I sent you these, but just so you can get an idea of where the pool's going to be.
Just getting myself organized here. So I do have a couple questions.
Sure.
So I'm just wondering, so this is going to be a plunge pool, and it's my understanding that regardless of if it's a plunge pool or any other kind of pool, that there needs to be a fence.
Correct.
Do you have any sort of idea of where that fence might end up?
So the fence would be from the sides of the back of the house,
Okay.
and then it would go down the sides of the property, and it would go, it's,
It's okay, hold on here.
No,
It's
around the
plan
pool.
here.
it would be around the
Around
pool.
the
It would
pool.
be around the pool.
Would it be around the fire pit area that's closer towards the 50-foot buffer zone to?
It would
border
be in
vegetation?
front of the fire pit area.
It would be in front of the fire pit area. Okay.
Gonna need a gate.
So fences are exempt, provided that they allow for passage of wildlife.
Okay.
So, one of the things that I would condition in this is that the fence, the bottom of the fence be a 6-inch gap at the bottom, just to allow for the passage of turtles and other like aquatic wildlife.
Okay.
Excuse me, I don't think that applies to a swimming pool.
Yeah, safety overrules, I think, and that,
Because you want to keep them out, keep animals out.
they get in the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they get in the pool filter, it becomes
That's-
toxic.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah, they-
access across property lines.
So you have past practice of just allowing for the fence to prohibit the wildlife from passing?
Well, if, we've
What-
done
what
it,
wildlife
Bob
we talking
Bob
about?
can confirm
Coyotes or-
it, for solar panels, solar farm from wetlands,
Yeah,
but this isn't
Okay,
even on wetlands.
so,
I'd be worried that, child would fall.
so then the
Right.
ADA accessibility guidelines are a 4-inch sphere. And that's for railings and stairs and everything like that.
Right.
So 4
4-inch
inches then,
4-inch ball,
4-inch ball, that nobody,
no
presumably,
child can get.
unless
to
you have a leprechaun on your
it.
property.
Yeah, there you go.
But,
We are working with Eastern Pools, and they are very well aware
Yeah.
of all the policies of the town. They did
Okay.
assure us of that.
I don't even think that's in our purview, is it? That goes to the building department.
the fence,
Well, if it goes through conservation land, then it's ours. If it doesn't, it wouldn't be ours. Unless it's abutting conservation or within our buffer zone.
If
So
the
then-
fence is on conservation,
Right.
but not this, the type, that it has to be approved through the building department that it complies with current safety laws.
Right, exactly, exactly.
Local laws and whatnot.
Yep.
yep. So their fire pit is right, and it's like in the 100-foot buffer zone. So that still falls within our purview. The wetlands protect, so it's,
How far is it in the,
and to put it right along, to put a fence right along the 100-foot buffer just to be out, or
and is
outside
that
of it would be,
previously disturbed?
it's lawn area. So they're
That's
essentially
disturbed
exempt.
lawn.
Yeah, they're exempt from receiving
So-
our approval with something like that. But the fence is the one thing that I got hung up on.
So, yeah, that has to be approved through the town anyway, that's not conservation approval. So basically, they're not on conservation land, they're out of the buffer zone. So I say we close and just have them provide silt socks. What else would, I mean, what else is there to?
My engineer did say that that would be part, the silk socks would be part of it as needed.
Again, material gonna be stored, removed, reused? Removed, okay. That's nice. Makes it easy,
They charge for it.
you know?
Yeah, it is expensive.
Bob, what do you think?
I think we should close.
Motion to close.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I need my little paper here.
Okay,
So now are we making a motion for the?
-1. It's not, oh, well, we need a -3 because it's, silt socks are required for -3. So basically, -3 determination with conditions per discussion, silt socks, and I think that's.
You know, a lot of normal stuff.
The lawn and then you mow it twice, and that, we give you the right of way.
We'll get a second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so please note that any person aggrieved by this decision has the right of appeal within 10 business days. Please contact our office or DEP if you need assistance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Enjoy your pool.
Thank you.
Yeah, just busy. Busy.
We got one more?
Yep.
No, that was it, right?
We have our approval of the meeting minutes.
Oh, well, we already did that.
We haven't approved the meeting minutes.
Didn't we already do that?
Something coming this way to be signed?
We did the
Anything to be
COC.
signed?
Oh, pass that down after you sign.
No, it goes this way. One comes this way,
And
one
we
goes
got
that
one
way.
coming
I
the
got
other
you.
way.
And they cross somewhere on the high road.
Yeah.
Oh, did I sign them? Okay, I was like, oh my gosh, I made the most egregious error.
Oh, we still gotta approve the meeting minutes from last month.
So does everybody feel like they had enough time to take a look at the meeting minutes and does anybody have any comments?
Then they looked accurate to me.
And Andy's gonna have them ready for us earlier, so we can read them.
Yeah,
What?
Yesterday.
Did you get them on Monday?
Before the weekend.
All signed?
so I believe they went out, like, what, on Tuesday this week?
Yes.
Tuesday? I mean, I would prefer to have them the Friday alongside the meeting materials, simply due to the fact that, it takes me a while to read. So,
What I did, hey, see if I sign that one twice.
That can be arranged. Not a problem. I can get you the Friday, get you the meeting materials.
Let us know if you have to come in for overtime.
Right? Yes, okay.
Madam
So,
Chair, do you mind if I ask a question?
Of course.
No, it's just an administrative thing.
Can we
Yes.
close first? Close this? Yeah.
Well,
I
wait,
have
did we
questions,
motion
too.
to approve the meeting minutes though?
You need that.
Yeah.
we
we-
do that.
Does anybody have a motion to approve the meeting
We didn't
minutes?
sign it.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from June 6th,
Second,
2024.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
As long as we're on four, we're good.
I would like, so that's that. I would like to make a motion to close our June 27th Conservation Commission meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay. I'm gonna
There's someone behind the screen here.